Right. Last one, I guess. We got to wind up. Greetings, all-powerful ruler of the multiverse. Have you or anyone you know personally ever had a near-death experience? If so, has it strengthened said person's faith and or given them a more easygoing outlook on life? I find myself thinking more about mortality, and while I'm a Catholic, I still find myself being fearful of what's after this life. Thanks for reading, Dave. I do know a woman who had a near-death experience. It was a literal near. I mean, she died, and she was a young woman, and she had I think, a heart attack, and she died. And I saw her not long after at a party, and she, in fact, saw her. She lifted out of her body and was aware of what the doctors were doing, and she could see everything from a different point of view, and then she was brought back into her body. And the funny thing about her is she was kind of a communist, kind of a materialist leftist. She had no beliefs. And she still didn't have any belief after it was over. So I said, well, what do you think? And she said, well, I don't know. I thought, like, really, you're vouchsafed a vision of the afterlife and it didn't change your opinion? Who knows? Maybe since then. It was pretty soon after she had it that it, but I do, look, there's so many reports of them. I do believe in them. I do think they're true. The only mystical experience I ever had, it is in my book, The Great Good Thing, in my memoir about my conversion. When my daughter was born, I was actually swept. I had an out-of-body experience. I was actually swept out of my body. It was completely real. It wasn't an illusion. I was totally aware. I actually experienced the flow of my love for my wife, which is intense and ongoing, bleeding into my love for this new child. And then I started to lose myself in what I saw with my own eyes. And by the way, I was not a believer at the time in anything. I saw with my own eyes was a sea of love. I actually saw I was being swept away in a sea of love, and I got scared, and I pulled back into my body because I was afraid I was going to be swept away. I don't know what would have happened if I hadn't done that. So, I do believe in these things. I've seen them for myself. There was no way for me to explain it. I'm a very down-to-earth person. I don't go around having mystical experiences. I do believe in after-death experiences, and if that gives you any faith, great. Otherwise, I would say go for the faith, because look, if there's nothing, you're not going to know about it anyway. So there's nothing to worry about.